right, so for the last 2 days I've been getting a signal on my phone from the water tanks that the tanks are not all the way full. They're at about 50%. We've had enough sun that they should be filling up, and the shallow well, the controller at the shallow well tells me the tanks are full. So I need to go up there and figure out what's going on. As we're coming out of the hardest winter we've ever had, it appears there's something going on either with the water tank shutoff switch or potentially the controller at the shallow well. But I have not been in the bunker since last year, so I need to get the door open and get inside and see what it looks like. Okay, we do not appear to have anything living in here. Okay, so this wire goes to the tank level indicator, and this wire runs all the way down to the shallow well. And since that time, the company that manufactured our whole system has come up with a wireless basically a shutoff, completely wireless shutoff. And my gut feeling is at some point I want to switch over to that. But since I'm up here, I want to see if I can get the well pumping again without unhooking it. And I'm guessing all that needs to happen is the switch needs to be replaced. This is a, once the water comes up and closes the circuit on the switch, that's what sends the signal back down to the controls that the tank is full. And the last time this thing was full, this thing must not have shut off for some reason. So I'm going to clean it as much as I can while I'm up here. I think I'm going to go down to the controls and bypass this so I can get the tanks filled back up. We've been using this now for I think almost 4 years. So if this needs to be replaced, that's no big deal. That doesn't worry me at all. So I can see that other than this minor issue I've had with the shallow well, the water tank shelter did amazing. There's no evidence that any animals got in here of any kind. It never even came close to freezing. And I just need to make some adjustments on that door. It looks like everything kind of compressed a tiny bit, which doesn't surprise me after having the kind of snow load that we had on it this winter. So I wish I had 2 more tanks on the new property over there that we could use for watering plants and gardening, things like that. So I'm going to run down to the shallow well and see if I can bypass this and get it working. So as soon as it dries out a little bit more, I'm going to come up here and dress this thing up a little bit with some board and batten siding. And then I may do a little porch, I don't know what the word is, a little awning or something over that front area. So if I have to get in there in the wintertime, I can get in there. Okay, it's still showing that the tank is full, so I'm gonna have to do some surgery here and figure out what's going on. But if I can just bypass that shutoff switch, I think it'll start running. Once the snow melts, I have found that it's always important to go over our well system and make sure everything is functioning as it should. So the MPPT is flashing, which now means the pump is pumping. So, but the downside is I no longer have a tank shut off, and the last thing I want to do is overfill those tanks and erode what they're sitting on. So I'm going to have to use my phone and watch this really closely. But in the meantime, I'm going to shoot an email over to RPS Solar and see what they want to do. Those guys have been good to help me, and I know they've made some changes since I originally installed this system, so I'm curious if it's time to upgrade. We still have water sitting behind the house, so I'm going to throw one of my old pumps in a bucket and try to pump it out. If I had dug this trench last fall as opposed to right now in the spring, and given the water a place to go other than over the front edge of the dirt hill, I don't think we would have had the erosion that we had this year.
After the county told us that we were on our own, my neighbor Mark and I did our best to fill the hole in with everything we could find, from pit run gravel to decent sized rock. We realized more than anything it just needed time, and we needed to stay off of it. Again, we've never had a problem with this particular section of road, but after having the amount of water come off our hill and go every which way it had to go to find the creek, we're now dealing with water where we've never had to deal with it before.
Told Cedar the same thing. We're not going anywhere. We're going to try not to go anywhere all weekend.
Mark gave it a valiant effort, but we all agreed we just need to stay away from it and give it time to dry out. It's been about 7 days, and it's not quite there, but soon enough it should be passable.
At 6:30 this morning, I got a text from Mark, and he said, what are we doing? He saw how bad the spot was getting. We both talked about it. We made the best out of basically what we have to work with. The county said you're on your own, which is ridiculous. Anyway, hopefully people stay off it, because whoever tries to drive through that, they're going to swim out.
Thank you for watching, and we will see you in just a few days.